I'm FightHype.com. I'm here with Bomac. How you doing today, man?
I'm good. I'm doing good, man.
You know, obviously you have Keyshawn Davis here, man. How high do you think his ceiling actually is?
Oh my God, man! Shit. I mean, the kid can go far as he wants, you know, in different stages as he grows. So it's sky's the limit with that kid.
You know, I was actually talking to Keyshawn maybe like a month ago or something like that, and he was telling me that at some point fairly soon he wants to fight Vasily Lomachenko. Do you think that might be pushing it just a tad too much too soon?
No, why? No, shit. If the kid wanted to accomplish something like that, you know, as a trainer, we can work towards it. You know, that's a goal that he set for himself. Obviously, Lomachenko is one of the best in the business right now. And if Keyshawn wants to get at that work and know that he can conquer it, why not? Let's go, man. Shit.
That's a fair point, but as a trainer, you know, I guess when you move somebody a little bit too fast, it could be detrimental to their overall career. Do you think that would be a step a little too far right now? You kind of want to take your time with him a little bit?
I mean, you know, you kind of trying to like answer the question for me. I answered the question already. If that's something the kid wants to do, and we all know that Lomachenko is one of the best in the business. If he got his eyes set on that, to fight that dude and beat that dude, hey, let's go, man. Let's go. Let's make it happen.
How soon do you kind of see Keyshawn challenging for a world title?
I give him, like I was telling the last interviewer, give him maybe a year, about a year, maybe a year and a half, you know. Move him the right way, get him the rounds that he needs to get in, let him grow mentally, let him grow physically, let his boxing skills grow, let his team grow on him, then he'll be ready.
That's really quick, man. You know, he just turned pro not too long ago. What is it that you see in Keyshawn that just makes you say, hey, I know this kid is ready for the big time sooner than a lot of people think?
Keyshawn got that it factor. You know, you only get a few fighters that you can say that about. Shakur, Bud, you know, guys of that caliber, you know, just grabbing titles like taking candy from kids. He got that it factor, man. He wants it, you know, mentally he wanted it, you know, physically he trained like he wanted it. So, hey, the kid is phenomenal, man. It's actually an honor to work with silver medalist Olympic, man, because you can learn from him as a trainer. You can learn different things, you know, because he's from one part of the world and I'm from another part of the world, and regardless of how many champions, you know, me and my team put out, you can always learn.
Gotcha. Now, you know, I'm not going to ask you the proverbial question, you know, when is it going to happen? I know you're just going to say it's close, so I'm not going to annoy you with that type of stuff. But when you look at Spence, because I saw in a recent interview that Derrick James was saying that, listen, Crawford is such a great fighter. He's a monumental task. It's going to be really difficult to beat that guy, but they're up for it. Do you look at Spence in the same way, or do you look at him just like any other fighter, like, hey, you know, we'll take care of business? Or do you look at him like, hey, no, we have to do something a little bit extra and a little bit extra special to beat that guy?
Well, obviously Spence is something special because of where he at in his game. You know, but I know Bud, and you know, I know how much Bud wants to fight Spence, and he wants to conquer 147-pound division. He wants to be the undisputed king at 47-pound division. It is a tough task for a fighter to go in there that wants to do that against a fighter like Spence, but you better believe me, mentally, physically, Bud is ready.
Is it the same thing? Because Crawford said in a recent interview that a fight against Spence and a win against Spence, that'll put everything to bed. Nobody can say anything about his resume, his career, anything like that anymore. Do you feel the same way? And are you kind of tired of that narrative of the quote-unquote Crawford hasn't really fought anybody?
Yeah, I'm tired of people saying Bud ain't fought nobody. But you're right. You know, once he, you know, conquer and become the undisputed champion, all that shit's dead.
You know, I gotta ask you because there is a guy who kind of reminds a lot of people of Bud. Crawford even said it himself, actually, and that's Jerome Boots Ennis. You know, he switches just like Crawford. He hits hard. You know, Crawford said like, yeah, he's been watching him since the amateurs. Is that a fight that you're kind of looking at? Because he is the #1 contender in the IBF. He just won his match to become mandatory. And if he was to beat Spence, then technically he'll be mandated to fight him. Is that a fight you see happening, man?
Well, Boots is phenomenal, great fighter, man, nice kid, good team over there with his dad's trainer. I'm sure if that fight come across the board and everything matches up right, that's be something that we'll look at.
Gotcha. And just one more thing that I wanted to touch on. I know a few months ago, Crawford did say that, you know, after he beat Spence, the next thing he wanted to do automatically was go up to 154 and challenge Jermell for his undisputed title. Out of those two, who would you view as the more tougher guy to beat?
Out of Spence and
Jermell.
I think they fight the same. I think they fight the same, you know. So it's just probably fighting brothers.
But there's got to be, as a trainer, there has to be one of them that you're looking at like, yeah, they probably fight a little bit similar, but this guy's probably a little bit more difficult to beat than that guy.
I would give it to Spence, man, you know, because of what he accomplished in the sport of boxing.
Over Jermell, even though that would be a higher weight, Jermell is also undisputed, beat pretty much every top guy.
But he didn't been beat before, so and Spence ain't been beat yet. So Spence you don't have that mindset.
Gotcha. And just the last thing for me, in a possible Spence versus Crawford fight, would you see Crawford getting the knockout? I mean, since he moved up to 147.
Give me your phone. I gotta give you a number. You know Chris Glover?
Chris who?
Glover?
Since moving up to 147, Crawford has scored nothing but knockouts, man. Like crazy looking knockouts. Do you think it'll be the same way? It'll play out the same way as all of his other fights at 147?
Fight Spence?
Yeah.
First thing we do, we want the win. We're gonna go in there and get the win. In the fashion that it comes, we're gonna be ready to go 12 rounds. But if the knockout's there, might as well take it.
Oh, I'd also love to ask you. You know, Crawford.
You said one more question, man.
Last one. Thank you. Appreciate
Don't
it.
ask him anything about Bud and Spence. He's here to do all the work.
No, I already asked him about the Hokie show and stuff. I made sure I touched both sides. Just the last thing I wanted to know is that you know, at the age of 34, how much longer do you kind of want to see Crawford continue his career, man?
I want Bud to accomplish everything he wanted to accomplish in boxing before he retired.
Gotcha. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.